Hello, and welcome back to the Soccerspective YouTube channel. Today, we're going to be looking at the best players from the bottom 6 clubs in the Premier League that could potentially get relegated. The likes of Sheffield, West Brom, Fulham, Newcastle, Burnley and Brighton are all fighting to stay in the top flight, their chances resting on the backs of some exciting players in their squads. Just as with last season's relegated sides, players tend to go for a lot less when a club has just faced the drop. Norwich lost exciting youngsters Jamal Lewis and Ben Godfrey for under £30 million to Newcastle and Everton. Bournemouth lost established number 9 Callum Wilson to, yet again, Newcastle, as well as receiving £40 million for Nathan Ake to Manchester City. Watford lost talented central midfielder Abdoulaye Doucouré to Everton, as well as letting Craig Dawson go out on loan to West Ham, now a regular under David Moyes. This year's bottom 6 is littered with talent, with potential future stars, established Premier League veterans and exciting unknown prospects throughout the clubs. But who will make the switch and stay in the Premier League next season? After taking to Twitter to talk to football fans across the globe, we narrowed it down to 10 players who could leave their club at the end of the season. The likes of Lewis Dunk, Sander Berge, Ademola Lookman and Grady Diangana were unlucky to miss out on the list, though all would be welcome additions to any top flight club. This is 10 relegation-threatened players your club should sign. Number 10. Andre Frank Zambo Anguissa. In a season full of ups and downs for Fulham, currently sitting 18th in the table, Andre Frank Zambo Anguissa has been a formidable force in the midfield that's ever-changing around him. The 25-year-old has featured in every game bar one this season, returning 3 assists and attempting the most dribbles in the squad with 2.9 per game. He is currently ranked 4th for dribbles completed in the entire league, only behind Adama Traore, Marcus Rashford and Pedro Neto. Signed for £30 million 3 years ago, the Cameroon international failed to nail a starting spot in his first 2 years at the club, moving to Villarreal on loan. But under Scott Parker, the midfielder has grown in physicality and temperament, screening the defence and bringing the ball into the final third for the attackers. Anguissa breaks up the attacks, then surges through the pitch with ease, much like Yaya Toure or Paul Pogba. His role as part of a double pivot highlights his defensive ability, contributing 2.3 tackles and 1.6 interceptions per match. Linked to the likes of AC Milan and Real Madrid, Fulham will do well to hold on to Anguissa should they go down, with such big clubs in for him. Number 9. Leandro Trossard. Brighton beat out a number of high-profile clubs in the signing of Leandro Trossard, the Belgian arriving for £15 million in 2019. He returned 5 goals across 31 games in his first season at the club, but has kicked on under Graham Potter in his second year, with 7 goal contributions in 24 matches so far. The winger ranks second in the club for assists, key passes and shots on goal per match, averaging the most crosses from open play. He is often deployed on either wing, supporting Neil Maupay as a lone striker or alongside the Frenchman and Adam Lallana as a front three. Trossard likes to come inside on his stronger right foot and push into the box, beating players with his pace and technical ability. This season 3rd in the entire league for key passes inside the box with 17, only behind Raheem Sterling and Andrew Robertson. Whilst not recapturing the form that saw Brighton sign him from Genk, his last season at the Belgian club ending with 22 returns from 47 games as club captain, we've seen glimpses of his potential. Brighton will hope to hold on to the start as he continues to grow and adapt in a side underperforming as of late. Number 8. Tariq Lamptey. Despite only being ruled out by injury for 2 weeks in December, a setback in his rehab has forced Tariq Lamptey out for the rest of the season, and the team are suffering as a result. The youngster featured 11 times for the Seagulls this season, returning a single goal and assist alongside a clean sheet in a weakened Brighton defence. He plays on the right-hand side as an attacking fullback, pushing up the pitch, beating players with his pace and dribbling ability, whilst assured defensively too. He leads the clubs on interceptions per 90 with 1.7, with 1.5 tackles and winning 2.5 fouls a game, the most in the squad. Deputising for Lamptey on the right is summer signing Joel Veltman, who offers a lot less going forward than the England star. The Dutch international offers less key passes, dribbles and shots on goal than Lamptey in his stint at right back, playing deeper in a traditional back four. A product of the infamous Chelsea Youth Academy, producing the likes of Callum Hudson-Odoi, Patrick Bamford and Mason Mount, the 20-year-old has represented England at every youth level and has been linked with the likes of Arsenal and Manchester United. Having just signed a new 3-year contract extension, Brighton will be keen to hold on to him. Number 7. Dwight McNeil. An instrumental cog in a Burnley system defined on long balls and crosses, Dwight McNeil has been faithful to Burnley his entire career despite constant interest from bigger clubs. The 21-year-old has 3 assists and 2 goals in 25 games, contributing to over a fifth of the side's goals, only scoring 22 times in the league. He leads the side on assists and crosses with 1.4 per game, whilst also attempting the most dribbles in the side with 1.8 per 90. What the stats do not reflect, however, is the effortless nature of McNeil's technical ability. Deployed on the left side of a traditional 4-4-2, the winger switches the ball with ease, dropping crosses into the strike partnership of Ashley Barnes and Chris Wood, ranking 5th in the entire league for attempted crosses. His acceleration gets him away from most fullbacks to create space, but also helps him provide defensive cover for Charlie Taylor when defending. McNeil has been a frequent feature in the England under-21 squad as of late, with constant interest from Manchester United. He's currently valued at around £35 million, but should the side go down, Burnley may be inclined to sell him on the cheap to any potential suitor. Number 6. Matheus Pereira. A position of 19th in the table does not reflect the ability of Brazilian star Matheus Pereira, lighting up the Premier League for West Brom after an exciting year in the Championship last season. The 24-year-old returned a staggering 8 goals and 16 assists in the league last year as West Brom got promoted, adjusting fairly seamlessly to life in the top flight. His 5 goals and 3 assists are both top at the club, with Pereira also leading in key passes with 1.7 per game and second in shots on goal. He often plays as a right winger, drifting into pockets of space where he can link with the fullback or switch play to the other side. This comes in a team with the lowest possession in the entire league, with only 41.4%, yet the Brazilian averages 16.9 passes in the final third as he fashions opportunities for his teammates. At only 24, Pereira is yet to hit his prime, but if he can recapture some of the form that surged West Brom to promotion, he'd be a steal for any club looking for a creative number 10. Number 5. James Tarkowski. With the number of dominant English centre-halves declining over the last few years, it's amazing how established Premier League starter James Tarkowski hasn't represented his country more. At only 28 years old, the Burnley defender has plenty of years left playing in the top flight, having been a mainstay in Sean Dyche's side since his debut in 2016. Tarkowski has featured 27 times this season, keeping 9 clean sheets and leading the club in tackles won per game with 1.9. The England international also excels amongst the league's best, second in the top flight in aerial duels won and pass interceptions, second to Thomas Souček and Jan Bednarek respectively. A constant threat from set pieces, Tarkowski remains regimented as part of a traditional back four. He is very comfortable in possession, with an excellent range of passing allowing him to find the 2 target men up front, but also play out from the back. Sean Dyche's side have already turned down interest from the likes of Leicester City and West Ham United, with Tarkowski staying in the league. However, if the Clarets and Blue go down, they will struggle to hold on to the England international after yet another solid season for Burnley. Number 4. Yves Bissouma. Attracting the likes of Liverpool and Real Madrid in the January transfer window, 24-year-old Yves Bissouma is lighting up the Premier League at Brighton and Hove Albion this season. Featuring 24 times for the Seagulls, Bissouma has 1 goal to his name, but playing as part of a midfield pivot, his biggest strength comes defensively. He is 5th in the league for successful tackles, leading the Brighton squad, and is also second for interceptions with 1.5 per game. Bissouma is well-rounded in every aspect, combating the opposition press by turning out of trouble with ease and bringing the ball forward, just like Mateo Kovacic of Chelsea. His technical skill allows him to contribute to the attack, but his physical prowess allows him to sit assured in front of the Brighton defence. Arriving for £15 million in 2018, the midfielder is sure to have doubled his market value in a campaign in which he has definitely caught the attention of the world's biggest clubs. Brighton's biggest challenge will be avoiding relegation, but keeping their most valuable player will be integral to staying up next season. Number 3. Allan Saint-Maximin. In a season blighted by injury, we haven't got to see the best of Allan Saint-Maximin this year, having only featured 16 times in the league for Newcastle. The Frenchman has contributed 2 goals and 3 assists, leading the team comfortably in attempted dribbles, fouls drawn and pass success rate per 90. He's attempted the second most dribbles in the league this season, only second to Adama Traore, but having played 12 less games. Explosive and unpredictable, Saint-Maximin has bundles of raw talent at his disposal. He beats players with his rapid acceleration to run up the line, or in a one-on-one situation with his fast footwork and skillful dribbling. Having represented France at every youth level, the 24-year-old is widely considered the best dribbler in the league. He's been linked to the likes of Arsenal, but having just penned a new 6-year deal, it will take a lucrative offer to tempt him away from Tyneside. Number 2. Callum Wilson. An established England international who scores at every club he goes to, Callum Wilson is sure to be on the radar of many top clubs should Newcastle fail to stay up. 10 goals and 5 assists in 21 games for the 28-year-old tops both charts at the club, while also taking the most shots on goal. Wilson has been directly involved in 54% of Newcastle's goals this season, but also impacts the team defensively, ranking tied second in tackles in the opposition half with 60. The team have failed to win in their last 5 games without the frontman, as the England international scores a variety of goals. At Bournemouth last season, Wilson was renowned for making runs in behind, and the majority of his goals came from inside the penalty box. His size and speed allowed him to hold the ball up for the likes of Miguel Almiron and Alan St-Maximin. Without those three, the next top goal scorer for Newcastle is Jeff Hendrick with 2. Linked with the likes of Tottenham and Chelsea before his £20 million switch to the north, Wilson has an established pedigree in the Premier League and will want to add to his ever-increasing goal tally in the top flight. Number 1. Nick Pope. Favourite to step in for Jordan Pickford as the England number 1 this summer, Nick Pope has gone from strength to strength under Sean Dyche at Burnley. The 28-year-old has 15 clean sheets in 38 games last season, with a further 9 in 28 this campaign. His save percentage of 73.7 ranks second best in the league, recording 101 saves and stopping the most crosses in the league with 14.7% per 90. Since missing the 2018-19 season with injury, Pope has tied down the number 1 spot at the club, despite strong deputies across the seasons with Tom Heaton and Joe Hart. His reliability in shot stopping and distribution have added to Burnley's solid home form this season, turning Turf Moor into a clean sheet haven. He's represented the England national team 4 times, failing to concede in each of those matches against the likes of Wales and Costa Rica. He faces stiff competition for the number 1 shirt this summer from Dean Henderson, Jordan Pickford and Sam Johnston, but a rumoured move away from Burnley to the likes of Tottenham and Manchester United should boost his chances in Southgate's side. Is there anyone we missed? Let us know in the comments below, and thank you for watching Soccerspective.